backwards. Everything's backwards. We got fluff the hair. Welcome back live to another episode of the Get Up Girl. I am your gal and host, Joanna Vargas. And if you're watching live, my hair just got real poofy. You know when you record on a Zoom and everything's backwards? Left is right and right is left. Dang. And I'm here with Salome Valdez, two chicks and a mic. We are back. If this is your first time listening or watching this show, she and I have a show every month here on the Get Up Girl, and we talk about whatever's up in our world, whatever she and I are coming across, and then we bring it to you mostly. And the biggest things are just tools to live an awesome life, tools to live with ease, tools to have the best life possible, and how to create authentic and like genuine happiness and genuine curiosity and genuine consciousness, right? And it doesn't mean, right, Salome, that life is perfect.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest trip up, that life is just always easy for people that are coaches or people that have podcasts and things like that. Oh, it's easier for them. No, they just have the tools. So let's say you and I are going to cook a meal, and you're a cook, you're a good cook, I'm a good cook. But if I had the knives and you didn't have the knives, I'm probably going to make a better meal than if you had plastic forks to make the dinner.
Or it's going to take me longer.
Or it's going to take you triple the time. Exactly. Oh my gosh. I was just having a conversation with my ghostwriter. The book is coming out soon. Soon as in like months, but hey, soon. But we're talking about how, yeah, we could totally get, all of us can get exactly where we need to go. Yes.
Mhm.
It's the choice of, do you want to get there faster or with ease or
Mhm.
asking for help? So let's dive right in. Today's show is entitled Tools to Trust the Timing of the Universe. So what's up with your world right now? What's going on with this? And share a story that you got, because I'd love to hear it.
Oh, yeah. I thought this topic was very important because lately in my life, uh, I've been I've been thinking a lot about reuniting with people or reconnecting with people, and I have been reconnecting with people. And for example, uh, there's people that I had worked with or been in friendships with years ago, and it it fell through. It didn't work out, and so either we didn't talk for a long time or we took a break. And to me, in my head, I thought to myself, I'm never going to work with that person again, or I'm never going to speak to that person again. I'm never going to be friends with that person again, and so on and so forth. And in my 30s, or like my late 30s, now that I am in my late 30s, I've noticed a certain pattern that people from my past are coming back into my life, but it is like a totally different kind of relationship. And it, for some reason, we totally connect better. We work better, or we're just like our minds are just, they click better. And I believe, and I truly do believe, that obviously things happen for a reason. I still believe in that. And I believe that people somehow just need to take a break from each other, work on themselves, because sometimes we can't say it was all that person or it was all me. Both people have their own things that they have to work on. They work on it and then somehow reconnect, and it's amazing. For example, uh, I think that my one of the directors that is working with me now for collaborate, which, if you don't know, is my dance company. And she is an amazing person, and I always thought she was amazing even back then, but for some reason we just didn't connect in a certain level that I would have liked to, and also maybe that she would have liked to connect with me. So things fell through, not really bad, but we just kind of stopped being really good friends and people that just work together. And she left collaborate. She started her own dance team and stuff like that. And a few years later, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years went by, and her and I are the perfect partner. We have the perfect partnership right now. I mean, it is insane how perfect we are together. The friendship too is better too. And I think it's because she just worked on stuff and I've been working. I mean, you know that I've been working on stuff. So her and I just kind of reconnected at a right time, and we're able to communicate better. We're able to speak in different terms that we didn't speak of before, but the terms we're using now just somehow click. And that has to do with you and me, Joanna, too, because you and I worked a long time ago. We worked together, and I was my 20s.
Yeah.
A totally different person.
We were young chicks, two young chicks, and no mic.
Yeah. And I mean, even then, so many years went by before you and I reconnected, and I think that this is the best. I mean, best job I've ever had, first of all, and the partnership that I have with you is just unbelievable. And I speak to other people too, and they were very surprised when I first started working with you, like, oh my god, you and Joanna reconnected, wow, 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 because they
You guys
both
aren't going to kill each other.
they're like, oh, you both are reds, kind of thing. But how amazing is it that you had your work in progress, I had my work in progress, then we both reconnected. We still had work in progress, but how cool is it that we were both able to have this work in progress together, and look at how far we've gone together and as individuals.
Mhm. Well, okay, couple questions on that. So much.
Mhm.
Did you reach out to your director, or how did that happen? Like, was that a conscious choice, Salome, or did it just organically happen? So my question is like,
Well,
oh, you know what? I've worked on myself. I'm going to reach out and see what happens.
yeah, it was kind of organic actually. It was actually more like Esther who kind of brought it up and say, "Hey, what about that girl Christina? Maybe she can come dance with us for
And
a
that's
little
for
bit."
somebody that has worked with you and
Yes.
myself.
Yes. And I thought, "Oh, okay." And I just kind of didn't feel heavy.
So she threw out a possibility. You're like, ooh, and it felt light. It felt expansive. It felt the
Yeah.
queen was like, yeah, okay. But that's probably something that you wouldn't have thought of.
Right. Right. So when we reached out to her, she Christina, that's her name, she said, yeah, I'll come back and dance with you guys. It wasn't even to be a director, it was just to dance with us for a little bit, like for a performance. And lo and behold, right after that, I was thinking about it, like, hey, do you just want to be a director and help me out? And right away she said yes. And ever since then, it's been
Yeah.
2 years, or a little bit more than 2 years, that we've been really strong together.
Mm. Okay, another question. How did you communicate before and the difference that you communicate now? You said a couple things about words that you use, but I'm curious to see the contrast of what is different.
I know that I wasn't very conscious of my words and how I spoke and my tones and uh I guess you can say my availability of being a friend too. Just I didn't listen too much. I now I see it. Before I didn't. I didn't listen. I thought I did,
Mm,
but I
mhm.
look back and I'm like, you didn't listen, Salome. You didn't
We're
listen.
so cute. Yeah. But back then I'm listening, damn it.
No, no, you're hearing, you're not
Yes.
listening,
Yeah. I was
you
looking
know?
for that. Yeah.
So I think that that's a big part, that I didn't really listen.
Yeah.
I was just hearing. And then it was a lot of just a judgment.
Mm,
And now I know it's my own judgment,
mhm,
so there was just a lot of things that I was just like, didn't like about her, that I felt, oh my gosh, she's being a pushover, or oh my, why is she, letting things go? Why is she too nice, or things like that? But I was like, but wait a minute. Like now I look back and I'm like, what were you doing?
mm,
And then I start asking questions. But wow, the judgment was crazy. Crazy, Joanna. It's like very potent. But
mhm,
um the awareness is better now. So
mhm.
before I felt like I had a cloud in my head or something inside my head. Very blind, I felt. Not I didn't know, but now I'm like, oh, like that song, I can see clearly now.
Yes.
Hopefully.
The rain is gone. Sometimes there's some sprinkles.
Yeah,
What
sometimes.
would it take for those to go away?
But at least
Very
I have an umbrella this time.
Yeah, there you go, the tools. We
Yeah.
got an umbrella. Sometimes the umbrella's falling apart, but we got one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, very similar for me, Salome. Gosh, I could talk about every relationship I've had in the past. So let's do that. For me, like I don't have a specific one. I could talk a million years about each specific relationship, but I'm going to talk in general with all of them. And the difference is me. Also the choices that I've made of different types of people, but the biggest was me. And this stems from the conversation with Coach Jess Hendrick. If you haven't heard that podcast, go back. I think it's 203. Yeah,
So good. Such a good
yeah.
conversation.
That was a great conversation.
Mm.
And one of my big quarter 1 2022 awarenesses, which I have a million, one of them is that 3 levels for myself, and I wonder what else is possible, but 3 levels of judgment. And
Mhm.
before, my judgment was of others. I pointed out and I was just judging others.
Mhm.
However, not seeing that I was judging others, thinking that they're judging me. So I'm just judging them back and they deserve it.
Mhm.
And not even aware of how many freaking points of views I had and the judgment, how it was so deep. It was like um, righteous. It
Mm.
was so righteous. And so that created separation with me and them. A lot
Mhm.
of separation and then more judgment because I separated myself. Then they energetically went back
Mhm.
like, "Dang, Joanna, you're too much." And I get it. It was a lot. Yeah, I'm too much of like energy and fun, but it was a lot. It was too much for them to receive. It was like being slapped back into a corner.
Mhm.
And so then they separated from me. I separated from them. But let's get real, Joanna. Then the next layer was I was judging myself. So if I'm judging them tenfold, I was judging me 100-fold. If
Mhm.
I expected them to do XYZ, well, I expected myself to do XYZ plus A plus B plus this times a gazillion plus this because I was so freaking hard on myself. And you and I are very similar that way. And now I have a lot of empathy when I see people that are so hard on themselves and how they put it on others. I just see that and I go, oh, that was so me. Without, again, without the judgment, but going, I have so much empathy. And would you like to shift it? Because I know you're judging that and getting so angry because you are so hard on yourself. I was hardest on myself. If you think so, anybody listening that was in my past before, if you think I was hard on you, just please know I was a gazillion, million, trillion times harder on me than you can ever imagine. And so I projected that onto them. Then the next thing was that I discovered, talking to Jess, was that judging me, but then yet I separated from me. So I separated from them. Then
Mhm.
the separation, but I never realized, I never had the awareness that I was separating from me. So when I'm not separated from me, Salome, when
Uh-huh.
I'm completely me, that is the authentic inner being, beautiful soul that I am, that I be here on this planet, that I know I've been forever and will be forever. That is Joanna. That is she when I
Mhm.
am not separated. And I could feel when I'm separated. So if you're thinking, well, Joanna, how do I know if I'm separated? It's that icky feeling. It's when you feel feeling. So when Esther, our gal Esther said, hey, ask Christina to come. And it felt very light. There was a ping like, cool. There was no separation. But you could probably feel if there's a separation, go, when somebody tells you something and you go, you
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
energetically go, I don't like that. And you separate. Literally, it's like your soul leaves your body and you have this moment of like, wait, hold on, come back in, make a choice.
Mhm.
You can always make a choice, but I wonder how we can make more choices from non separation.
Yeah.
Because when we're separated, that's when we're unconscious, that's when the icky feeling. And I'm like, don't make a choice when you're in that moment. Side note, last night I had a little I'm going to call it a disagreement with my boyfriend. And I knew, I was aware that I was separating from me. Yes, I separated from him because I was not happy. But number one, I separated from me. And at that moment, he wants to talk about it. He wants to hug me and fix it. And I'm like, right now, I am unable because I am so separated from me. Joanna is way over there and my body is here. Give me
Mhm.
5 minutes. You can't give
Mhm.
me 5 minutes. You got to go kick rocks. You got to go to your man cave. I am not with me right now. I am
Yeah.
separated from me and I'm going to bite your head off. Has nothing to do with you because I am not Joanna right now. I am not my highest being. I am not my inner being. I am some weird person. I don't even know. It's not me right now. So if you'd like to talk to the authentic Joanna, give me 5 minutes. And so the biggest takeaway from the relationships and the timing of the universe is separation. And I never saw it. I never knew it. If you would have asked me quarter 4 of 2021, oh, I don't separate from myself. I'm pretty good. Quarter 1, wow. Like how many onion layers?
Yeah.
Covering. But quarter 1 was about separation.
Yeah.
So,
But
oh,
I think also, uh, with the timing, it also means timing can be anything from a week to 3 years to 5 to 10 years. We forget that we continuously change. I can learn something yesterday that completely changed me today. You
mhm,
know, and that's just something that, again, that I need to continue to be aware of and embrace that
mhm.
too. Embrace whatever I learned yesterday and use it as a tool.
And the choice to change. I wonder if we're using it as and I'm finding my words,
Mm.
as like a quote. We all change and timing of the universe. And we use that as a tool against ourselves because I totally get that we all change. And I am aware that we have the choice to change and shift faster.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think we all know that.
Oh,
Like
no.
that we're aware that we have that choice. Like,
Right.
for example, I'm going to throw this out there. You have example A and B. And example A is I am going to, no, let's do 3 examples. Example A is I'm going to talk with my girlfriends about my problems
Uh-huh.
for years and years, and they're going to help me and I'm going to fix it. Okay, that's option A. Option B is, you know what? I'm going to go to a therapist and I would rather talk about my problems for years and years, and I'll meet with him or her for once a week. Cool. Then you have option C, and you're like, let me get really curious. Let me ask some questions. And can I really shift and change some shit quick? And I
Mhm.
wonder what miracles are out there. Because Salome, I mean, there's some classes that I take, some creation classes, some consciousness classes, and with all honesty, correctness, I can shift something that fast. And it's like, damn, wait, I've been contemplating that for years and years. And it just took this one little class and I shifted it that done. Next. Like this conversation can shift something like the conversation with Jess so quick. You're
Mhm.
like, done, got it. Poof,
It's what happened with me yesterday when I listened to the conversation that yesterday or Tuesday when you had the conversation with her, and a lot of things shifted because
fast.
I allowed them to
Boom.
shift from the conversation that you had. Yeah, which is the reason why I got inspired for this conversation that we're having now. And I realized things like, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh that's right. So it's just a lot of aha moments. I wanted to add on to the way you were saying, Joanna, earlier, with the little tools that you've been picking up. One biggest tool, and I know we keep talking about this, but I want to continue to talk about it, is one of the biggest freedoms I've ever felt in my heart and in my body and my brain is really letting go of self-judgment. Is seriously, you have no idea how much it's helped me to move on and move forward. Like when you make a mistake, or when you know you like kind of effed up on something, on a relationship, and like deep down you're like, you know what, I really could have done that differently. When you start to really take responsibility, it is the biggest freedom ever. And you might not think, before I was like, no, no, I'm right, oh no, 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 I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And how embarrassing if I say that I wasn't right and that they were right, kind of thing. It was such a like, such a forceful, like, hard. My body even was aching and my heart was aching. No, 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 no. But wow, it is so liberating to just let freaking go and say, you know what? I was freaking wrong. And it's okay. And I apologize and let's move forward. And how can we move forward from here? Because we're not perfect again, and life isn't perfect. So just to everybody out there, it is the nicest thing to do for yourself to just let go of judgment for yourself first. And then everything else would be easy.
Yeah. And let's give everybody a tool because we can say, I remember my what is it, like, self-development journey. I would learn, like, just let it go. And I'm like, yeah, but how? I'd be like, but how? I'm trying to let it go. So let's give everybody a tool. Number one is ask a question. I'm telling y'all, like, notice if there's resistance that comes up when I say ask a question. Like, is there resistance? Like, yeah, well, because it could. What if it can actually shift that fast,
Uh-huh.
that quickly? No, no, it can't happen that quickly, Joanna. I need to talk about my problems. I need to work them out. I need to go to therapy. I need to go to coaching. I need to do this. What if it could shift actually so quickly from just asking a
Mhm,
question? So, for
mhm,
example, let's say I could feel the judgment of myself or the shame coming up because I did not do something that I would have liked to.
mhm,
Question I can ask is, ooh, that was an interesting choice. What was that? And get really curious and then do not answer it. If you feel the judgment come up, if you feel the yeah buts come up,
yeah.
the next question to ask is, who does that belong to? Whose
Mhm,
is it?
mhm,
It is not yours. We've picked it up. So it's playing like a record in our minds that you should do this, and a good person should do this, and a good leader should do this, and a good dance leader should do this.
yeah.
Oh, whose is that? But we will believe that it is ours. But it is ours. But it is mine. Like you said before, you'd be like, but I am right. That's the but it is energy.
Mhm.
That's the energetic of but fill in the blank. And are you willing to go, oh, who does that belong to? Oh, that's not mine. And it doesn't matter whose it is.
Right.
We don't have to look back and go, whose is it?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Because then that goes back to pointing out,
It
and
doesn't matter.
it
It's
doesn't
probably
matter.
a million people. It doesn't matter if it was your mom or the neighbor or your eighth grade teacher. It doesn't matter. You could just ask, whose does that belong to? Oh, okay, it's not mine. That's it. It's done.
Yeah.
Return.
Mhm.
Return to sender. It's not mine. Done. However, when I teach this tool, many people will have the resistance. Yeah, but it can't be that easy, Joanna. Can't be that easy. And what if it actually can be that easy? Are you willing to shift that quickly?
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and add on to that because I just recently reconnected with another friend, like just recently at World of Dance. And one thing she did tell me, which I was very like, okay, that's really cool that she that felt comfortable to let me know how she felt back then about something that I used to do. And she said that um I would always be that person that truly did care for people and wanted to help people all the time, which I still am, but I do it differently this time. And she says that back then I would have the key for people and I would dangle the key or the carrot, as you say. And if people didn't take it, I would have this like, shoot, I would just kind of have this like a negative or attitude towards the people that didn't want to take my help,
Mhm,
which kept people away. And she said, yeah, you had that energy. Like if people didn't take the help or the key that you were, that obviously you knew that you could help them. And we all know that you can help people. But if people were not ready for your help or for your view, you shut down. The energy, my energy shut down and just
mhm,
kind of push them away. And I'm like, oh,
mhm.
oh, that makes a lot of sense. And I see it and I know.
Yeah. A lot of us, that's called superiority. Remember, we were talking about
Yeah.
being superior? I
Mhm.
know better. You're
Yeah.
dumb and I'm smart.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want my smartness? Well, you're an idiot. Bye bye.
Right.
I
Yeah.
am the queen of that. So, yes, like you don't want my help? Well, screw you. You're stupid.
Yeah.
Boom. Rather than like, okay, well, whenever you're ready to receive it, I'm here.
Mhm.
So different.
Mhm.
Woo, yeah, superiority. And that's when we vomit and we tell people too much stuff because I know better. Listen to me. You should come and listen to the mountaintop
Force,
where I am and force it
forcing
and push the energy. And then they're back in a corner and they're like, it's too
too
much. Back
much.
up. I don't want you. I don't want that right now. It's just like somebody selling you something, a salesperson, and you're like, I don't want to buy what you have. I'm not dumb for not wanting to buy it. I just don't want it.
There you go.
But
Like
I'm
that.
better. I'm smart. You're
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I feel that energy come up every so often. Was I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
Joanna, you're superior right now. Okay, breathe. Okay, whose is that? Again, let's go back to the question. Who does that belong to? Oh, okay, that's not mine. Okay, I bought that. I should be superior. I bought that. I should be smart. I bought that. I'm smarter. They're dumb.
Mm.
The whole thing. And oh, I bought that. I was told that I was dumb in third grade. So now I'm proving to be right and smart. So I'm going to do everything in my power to prove that I'm smart.
You took the words right out of my mouth because it was third grade that I was told that I was stupid and I was
You
treated
know I'm
like shit.
psychic. How do I know that? But yeah, you were very yeah, like, oh, Joanna's not that smart. But so my whole life is I'm proving how smart I am, how right I am, and
Mm,
you're dumb,
yeah.
and pretending that that's my third grade teacher, and so everybody's getting the wrath of what I bought or what you bought at third grade because we're trying to prove that we're right. Because the worst thing on this planet is to be wrong. And it's like, oh, yeah. And what if you're never wrong? So you could say that you're wrong and go, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. And just let it go. But you're never wrong. We're never wrong. It was just a choice. Everything's just a choice. Go, oh, yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting choice that I used to do back in the day. Yeah, so different, and these are these conversations that can actually shift things
Mhm.
so quickly.
Right.
So quick. Sometimes, it could be slow to get there and then all of a sudden, bam. Oh my God, I get it. And something can shift. God, this is
Yeah.
a great one. Anything else, Salome, to add to this timing of the universe or
It's just a
tools?
reminder that nothing's right and nothing's wrong. So keep I know we brought that up before and people get confused by that. But also about saying, "Oh, you're not wrong." And it's because those are your true feelings at that moment. That's how you feel. And
Mhm.
that's not a wrong feeling, it's just how you feel right now at that time.
Yeah, it's just a
It's a
choice.
choice. Mhm.
I always thought, oh, that was an interesting choice. Like choosing those feelings. It was just interesting yesterday with my
Mhm.
boyfriend having that.
Mhm.
I'm like, ooh, that was interesting. What is
Mhm.
that? And I'm still getting curious. I'm not aware yet of what it is. I'm like,
Mhm.
there's something there. What is it?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. And he wants to know, like, tell me what it is so I can fix it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I am not aware yet of
Mhm.
why that just pinged me so deeply. Like, what is it? I'm really curious. And again, that's the timing. Are we willing to have the timing of it could take 10 seconds, or maybe I'll get the awareness in 10 years and go, oh, that's why I got so angry. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Rather than forcing it, like you were saying, forcing it. Well, this was great. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Get Up Girl of our two chicks and a mic. And if you could see live here on the video, we have two little chicks, little emojis. Love it. And if you're in the LA area, I would love to play with you. Salome and I would love to play with you. I'm going to have an in-person business class, and it's called Unstuck Your Business. Yeah, I know it doesn't make perfect English, but who freaking cares? And so we're going to help you get unstuck with your business, find the blind spots, find, what is missing. Sometimes you can't see the things, the whole conversation that we had today. And that's going to be Sunday, April 10th. DM me, look for the link here in the show notes. If you can't find me, just send anything, send Salome a bird to send a message, whatever. And we would love to come and play with you in person Sunday, April 10th. If you're listening to this in real time, April 2022. Other than that, we're excited to have you. Thank you
Yeah.
for listening. Out of all the billions of podcasts out there, we thank you for listening. And we'll see you next month on Two Chicks and a Mic. DM us and let us know what you would like for us to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
We'd love that. Or we'll just keep talking about what comes up in our lives, if that works for you too. All right, Salome, thank you so much. And we will see you all next time. And remember, if you want different in your life, choose different. We'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.